Hello and welcome back to Smarten, and today we're going to have a little Smarten quickie looking at how to refurbish the rear drum brake covers of the Smart 453 range. So it's the same for the 2 and the 4-door version. So a quick little shot of all the things I used: the paint, the abrasive wheels, a drill, axle stand because I got so much slating for not using axle stands, a breaker, trolley jack. I'm not going to go through the whole process about how to jack up your car and how to remove a wheel. There is one in my video library if you want to check it out. So this is what it looks like. So if I give you a bit of a look as well behind the actual hub, so you can see what you're dealing with around the linkages and the drive shafts, etc. But as you can see, this is from a 2015 453, and they do get quite cruddy, and it's the same rear brake hub assembly as you get in Renault Clios and Renault Captures as well, probably some others. So the first thing you need to do is we're going to try and get rid of the fair amount of the surface rust that you get on these steel rear braking hub covers. For some reason I get a bit of mental block on this. I'm just using abrasive wire brushes that I picked up from a value store. I think it was only £4 for loads of different ones. As you can see, there's a fair amount coming off, so I would use a mask if I was you, although I haven't. Yes, I know, I'm opening myself up for criticism. So it doesn't have to be perfect. You're just trying to get rid of as much of the surface rust as is reasonable, because the paints that I'm going to use, one of them says they're pretty much like rust eaters. So who knows? Who knows? Marketing, eh? So I'm just getting in as much as I can to the little nooks and the crannies around the actual casting itself. I'm not really too worried about the dust itself going in all the little bits and pieces behind, because they're all sealed units, sealed mechanisms anyway. So the next thing to do is just to make sure we've got as much of the old dust and residue from the cleanup that we've done out of the grooves as clear as we can. I prefer to use an airbrush, but I just don't have one, and I'm not going to go and spend a lot of money on one that I'm hardly going to use really, although maybe in the future, I don't know, when retirement comes I might invest. So just getting as much of the dust as we can to give the paint a good opportunity to key to the metal. Cool. Next thing is sort of protect the suspension and any of the linkages and any of the rubber from any overspray. So it's a little hack I found somewhere. I've just used rubble sacks, cut a slit in them, and then force them over the brake cylinder, just to try and mask off any areas of any overspray. It looks quite fiddly. I've not used any tape. I know I put some at the beginning in the start of the video to show you. It's not the best, but it does the job for overspray. So again, I'll just use another microfiber cloth to again get the dust off if I can, and a second bag. So next is some. It's going to be controversial. It's a heat-resistant spray, and it's used for barbecues. Now I've used this on an old barbecue a few times just to extend the life of it. So it's good for temperature. So obviously when you brake, there's friction in the rear hubs. So this being heat is my thought process is it'll be more protective. It'll cope with greater temperatures, because the Hammerite top coat that I'm going to use, I'm not quite so sure it is ideal for that. So I thought I'd give it something to key onto, the colour to key onto. So all I'm doing, just nice even sprays. Give it time to dry. I gave it about half an hour, and then I give it a few coats of this Hammerite metal paint. I could have painted it on. You could paint it on. You could use the painted ones if you want to. I just wanted a more factory style finish, and it's just light strokes back and forth, not to be too rushed. Don't go too close. I would say about 6 to 8 inches away. Make sure you're in a ventilated area. As you can see now, those rubble sacks and black polythene are doing a good job from protecting the overspray. If anyone says anything, there was absolutely zero on the bodywork of the car, so it's done what it's needed to do. And again, light sprays. I'm being careful not to get it into the centre, so if anyone says you missed a bit in the middle, well, you're not going to see it because the alloy wheel's going over the top. But this, again, just give it a good old a good old surface coverage, give it a break, do a few layers. I did 3 overall, and then just leave it alone. The biggest temptation is to just keep going and filling all the gaps, but no. So this is it after a few layers. I think it's a pretty good job. It looks very, very, very much represents the original finishing. Oh, and I tried a little hack again with the bolts as well to see if it would work. I was concerned that the abrasion of putting them back on would rip off the paint, but you can have a look and make your own mind up later. So time to put it back on, and the moment of truth. I'm pretty sure now. My neighbour, she liked the 453, the Smart for 4 version that I bought, and I helped her find one. Hers is 1 year younger. So hers is a 2016, 2017 model. The main difference being the LED rear lights. I can't really see any other. Oh, I think hers is a turbo as well. So, but lovely. She loves it. She's very, very happy with it. So you have a comparison in a second, not only of the before and after of mine, but also the what it looks like for one that's already corroded and a little bit younger than mine. So I think you'll agree that that cleans up pretty well, and it does make a difference. So this is my neighbour's car, and hers is only a year younger than mine, and again you can see it starting already. So thanks for watching, and I hope you get around to doing it yourself and giving it a go, but the difference is great. So that's it for me, and cup of tea time.